Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to my live video. Today we have a really needed topic, in my opinion, because I know many of you guys are stressed. But today we're going to be talking about slow summers in private practice, slow summers in private practice. So if you're a new therapist and you see this, please share it out with a friend or colleague or even to your newsfeed because I know there's a lot of therapists that need this talk today. So for those of you that are new, welcome. I'm Kamisha Brewer Dickerson. I'm an LPC practicing here in the state of Arkansas. I am a business coach for new therapists. I help new therapists learn how to set up, structure, and market their private practice without relying on directories or paid ads. And I teach them how to do that in just 60 days through my signature 8-week program called Private Practice Ready. I am a professional speaker. I've spoken over 300 times. I've got several speaking engagements already booked for the month of June. So my team and I are prepping for those. And I'm an author of the book Thought Life Confessions. It is inner conversations of anxious, successful women. So if you are a mover, shaker, boss babe, whatever you call yourself, and you are a woman with a lot of anxiety, the book is definitely for you. And you can check that out on my website, cbrewerconsulting.com. So there's that. Let's talk. Let's talk about slow summers in private practice. So I have mixed feelings about this, but I'm going to just kind of tell you where I'm at and then offer you some support and some tools and resources for you to navigate the summers. So, first of all, summers are not slow for everybody. Okay. So, I know sometimes in Facebook groups, we love them, but sometimes people are lying saying that summers are slow. I think it really depends on who you serve and what the opportunities are like. Like if you're in person or if you just do virtual, if you're serving kids, obviously that's going to affect you because, especially those of you guys that do school based, because sometimes parents, if they have multiple children and all 4 or 5 of them are at home, it is harder to get to all the appointments in the summer. It's easy when, as a parent, you've got one kid who needs to go to a dentist appointment or a therapy appointment, and the remaining children are still at school. So it's like a babysitter built in option. But in the summers, it's no longer like that. So definitely, if you are working with children, or something like that, or even teachers, if that's your niche and your specialty, you may be affected a little bit more. But with that, sometimes teachers, because I see a lot of educators, because I'm a former educator, a lot of times teachers, their New Year's resolution season is the summers because they're like, this summer, I'm going to work out. I'm going to clean my office. I'm going to clean my classroom. I'm going to get my home organized. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to go to therapy. Like they start doing all the things for their own self improvement and self development during the summer. So your summer may be busy. It depends on who you serve, how you're marketing to them, what you're offering in the summers. You could be running groups or doing some really cool things in your practice, so your summers may not be slow. So I'm saying that to you guys so you don't approach, I think in my head, June is like the kickoff of the summer because most schools are out by June, like right after Memorial Day. But you don't have to approach the summer with this dread and this heaviness and this gloomy gray cloud over your head, like you're not going to have clients in the summer, because I think that's not true. Now, you may be affected. You may have to be a little bit more creative and strategic in the services that you offer. And I'll give y'all a tip right now. Summers are a great time to build up on your speaking engagements, not doing it as soon as the summer comes. Like, obviously, you need to do this months in advance so you can be booked, have deposits paid, and ready to go all summer. So, if your caseload does fluctuate, you won't feel it so much in your finances, but you have a lot of options to make sure that your summers aren't slow. So, number one tip for today is don't panic. Okay. Private practice is pretty much like the market. And those either like, well, Kamisha, I'm not in the stocks and I don't watch the market. Well, you should, number one, but the fluctuation, okay? Interest rates go up, they come down. Private practice clientele with appointments, it goes up and it comes down. We definitely see a spike across the board, fall and winter. It's depending on where you live. Okay. And we're not talking to you wonderful coastal people where it's always like mild and warm and sunshine and pretty. We're not talking to y'all. But for the rest of us who live in different parts of the country, it can get really dark at like 4:30 in the evenings. It can get really cold. I'm in Arkansas, so we get extreme summers. Summer times feel like hell's oven, and it can easily be like 110 degrees, and it's normal and just super humid. And then December or January, around my birthday, it can absolutely be a complete ice storm with no power. We don't get like 6 feet of snow. We get like 6 inches, but our school shut down and people are just in the house and a lot of stuff comes up, when people are in the home and they can't get out because it's ice or there's no power or whatever. So a lot of people struggle in the fall and winter, and some of it's just, seasonal affective disorder. Sometimes it's just the holidays, all the family drama and trauma that comes with that. So we see those things happen in the fall. But sometimes we see that in the summers too. But don't panic. We know what the year looks like. Those of us that have been in the field for a few years, we have kind of grown past the, oh my goodness, it's summertime, it's going to be slow. Like we're past that. So the things I'm sharing with y'all today are straight from a place of wisdom and as a business coach. So write it out. Don't panic. Remember, fall and winter are coming. So especially if you're a new therapist, you need to be figuring out, what you can be doing now to prepare for fall and winter. Because even though there's a spike of people typically seeking services in the fall and winter months, especially, when kids go back to school, parents have more free time. They can do a session in the middle of the day because they don't have their toddlers running around playing and screaming. They totally want to do therapy sessions then, but that's not true for everybody. So if your practice isn't built and you don't have your marketing strategy in place, even though there could be an uptick in a lot of therapy practices, yours may not be one of them if you don't have your stuff together, if you don't have your business built. So, number one, don't panic, write it out. Number two, take advantage of the time. If your summers are slow, and slow temporarily because people are, first of all, just trying to get a break. Okay. Teachers included, parents included. It is hard to parent and get kids to all of the end of year activities and testing and banquets and recitals and end of year competition. And as a former athlete, we were very busy. My entire family, my mom was even, she was even a basketball coach. So, like my sisters and I, we grew up playing basketball, softball, running track, AAU ball. Like it was always busy. And my parents were pastors. So now we've got vacation Bible school, all the summer programs, like all the things. So some parents, this whole, okay, school is out, it's end of May. June just started. They're not going anywhere. They're tired, right? And so you need to take advantage of that time too, because parents are not stupid. They know when they need a break, they know when they need rest. They're not jumping from one crazy appointment schedule with just the natural flow of the school year to, ooh, let's all go to therapy. Let's all have a different therapy session every single week and let's just pay for everything. Families aren't doing that, okay? And so you need to understand the market. You need to understand the mindset of how your clients or whoever's paying. So if you're working with kids, how their parents think and make decisions and when. So take advantage of the time. So if they're resting, it may be a good opportunity for you to get some rest. It could be a good opportunity for you to catch up on the things that stress you out, right? So I'm going to be teaching more this entire month about managing stress in private practice, including on the podcast, the CEO Clinician podcast. If y'all haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. But we're going to be talking about managing stress in your private practice. So the things that stress you out that you feel like you don't have time to do, the summertime is a great time to do that. So you need to be booking your own doctor's appointments. You need wellness exams. You need to get your labs done because a lot of therapists don't even eat throughout the day. I have 90-minute lunch breaks because I'm going to make sure I eat. I'm hydrated. I may go outside, check the mail, talk to my husband, whatever, but I'm going to have a break. But you need to make sure that you're healthy and that you're checking your labs every year. Dentist appointments, eye exams, your teeth cleanings. Like, don't put all this stuff off because you're a therapist. Your teeth don't care that you're a therapist. You need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You need to make sure that your eyes are good, especially those of you that are doing telehealth. Get your eyes checked because that's important. And continuing education hours. Those of you that are notoriously behind on your continuing education hours every single year and you wait until the end and then you're posting in the Facebook group like, how can I get 3 hours of ethics really quick? Who know? Stop doing that. Okay, at some point you have to be a professional. You know how many hours you need. If you're a social worker, if you're a professional counselor, if you're a marriage and family therapist, if you're a psychiatrist, like you're a mental health professional, you know what you need every single year. Stop waiting to the last minute to get your hours. If your summers are slow, perfect opportunity for you to go to, because there's a lot of conferences in the summer where you could go and get, if not all of your hours, at least half of your hours at one event. And yes, you're going to have to pay money for it. That's the cost of doing business. And just give that expense, the receipt to it, to your CPA, and y'all work that out as a business deduction at the end of the year. But take advantage of the time. You don't have to be always stressed and crammed and running. Like at some point, you got to stop doing that and just do business and take advantage of the ebbs and flows of your practice and know what you want to do and when. I just came back from vacation. I took a mental health vacation. Our anniversary is May 23rd. So I saw clients for the rest of that week. And this is my first day back in the office on June 5th, right? I feel good. I feel refreshed. I did a couple of things on like Friday just to kind of ease back into it, but I wasn't ready. But I'm ready today, which is why I'm showing up to go live. But I know me and I know my practice. I know the ebbs and flows. I know when I'm at my best and I know when I need a break. After we get done with our anniversary shenanigans, the last thing I want to do is come back and see clients because I want to enjoy being human, being a woman, being a wife, enjoying the summers, eating good food, spending time with my husband, doing all the date nights. Like, I want to do that. I'm not worried about my practice. And I highly recommend you detach several times per year to help manage your stress in your private practice. So, number one, don't panic. Number two, take advantage of the time if it is slow. Get all your appointments done, your checkups, continuing education hours. Number three, you need to get prepared for next summer now. Okay. So, one of the things that I teach therapists to do, those of y'all 8-week program, Private Practice Ready, is I teach them how to get out of the startup scramble where they're trying to make stuff happen in the current season that they're in. So this summer, I'm not saying it's too late to make some stuff happen, but you're going to be scrambling because you didn't plan ahead. So right now, you need to be planning ahead for next summer. You need to be planning ahead to see what conferences you want to go to for continuing education and go ahead and put them on your calendar next year. If you know that it's probably going to be like the second week in July because it's an annual conference and they do it every year about the same time, put that on your calendar. Put the money to the side. Go ahead and start making out that schedule because it matters. Like I I just don't think it's a good idea to be trying to do things in the month that you're on. Like my team and I, whenever we're doing social media content, we're creating content. We're at minimum 30 days out. And I don't like doing that. I like us to be 45 to 60 days out with our content plan and knowing what our promotions are and our offers, but that's because it helps us to not scramble. I don't like scrambling. I don't like for my team to scramble. And because we don't scramble and we communicate, we get a lot of things done and it operates like a well oiled machine. I have 5 people who work for me now. So we can't scramble and they can't be waiting for Cameisha to figure out the vision for the business so everybody can do their jobs within the company. That's not what we're doing. So even for you, you need to start preparing. And so some of your preparation may be coaching because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to build a practice. You don't know how to market to your ideal clients. You don't understand your niche. So you may need a nail your niche intensive. You don't know how to really speak to them, create messaging or copies the wording on your websites and on your profiles that really connects with your people, like in an emotionally compelling way that makes them want to call you for therapy service. Like if you don't know how to do those things, then this could be a good opportunity to invest in education. And I know many of you already have a mindset blocks because y'all think for whatever reason that everything should be free. Learning how to be a therapist was not free. Even if you took out loans, it was not free. You're going to have to pay it back. And we hope the government, forgives those, but who knows? So you need to prepare like they're not going to forgive those loans. But if you didn't know how to be a therapist, you had to pay to learn how to be a therapist. And right now, many of you don't know how to be a business owner, which means you need to pay to learn how to be a business owner. Okay. That's just the nature of the beast. That's what we do. Whatever you don't know, you have to pay for it. Yes, you can do Google, you can do YouTube, you can watch all the free stuff, but that is so far removed from who you are, what you do, what your natural skill set is. Like that stuff, the free way doesn't work. It'll get you some progress, but long term success because you don't have a signature framework and a process and a strategy for running your practice. Free won't work forever. I don't care what anybody tells you in these Facebook groups online. Well, you don't have to pay for coaching, just do it for free. Baby, you got to stop doing shortcuts. Okay. So, the people that are very successful, they have made investments over their lifetime to get to where they are. So, if you are a therapist and you are experiencing slow summers, in private practice right now, or you have scaled and you don't know what to do next, take advantage of some of the resources that I've put in the description for this video. So I put 3 in there: the CEO Clinician podcast. I also have a free 30-minute webinar called Private Practice Ready. You can watch that. And of course, you can have a coffee date with me that's totally free where I can chat with you, get to connect with you, learn what your goals are, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to build in your practice, and then we'll go from there. And we'll talk about some ways that I can support you in building your private practice. But these are the things you need to do in order to manage your slow summers in private practice. So thank y'all so much for listening. If you guys want to chat with me, click on the links below and we will continue the conversation. So I hope y'all have an amazing Monday and I will see you guys soon.